Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, everyone is having a pleasant Sunday. Thank you to everybody for joining me in the chat. What a nice day, baby. I'm stretching out my willies right now. I slept a little late. Got up around 9 a.m. Central Time. I was up late looking at shit I shouldn't have been looking at on my phone. And by that, I mean urban fights at 2 a.m. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Eichholtz, Tommy Appleseed, Buck Brother, Bruce Pung Del Calo. Good morning, everybody. Warm return. Stephanie, what up? Stephanie, it was great seeing you and Don at the show the other night. Goddamn, thank you to everybody who came out to the show in lovely Dallas, Texas the other night, man. Drew and I really were raving about how cool everybody was, how fun of an atmosphere that was, and just what a good time we had. We really enjoyed ourselves. Good morning, everyone. Drew, Jamie, and I rolled into Dallas like 3 hours early, and I'm a real pig about getting getting a little bit of relaxation in before a show. So we found a cheap hotel that was about 15 miles away from the venue, and we checked into a room. And as soon as we got in, let me see if I can pull this up right now. But we had as soon as we walk in, set my shit down, and I found a used Band-Aid on the ground. So never a good sign. However, they were having a 50th reunion for a high school, which seemed to only have black female students, which was great because it was, if you're anything like me and you love old black women and the magic that they have on you, man, it was something else. Every lady was wearing sequins. It was purple sequins cowboy hats. Anything and everything you could want from a black woman they had at this hotel. Use Band-Aids aside, but yeah, Colts. I was looking for Jack Ruby, although, oh man, I got sidetracked because Dallas has this really beautiful Coors Light waterfall. It caught my eye. We were driving past on I think it's Interstate 35, and Jamie and I look over at the same time, and Jamie and I are both such white trash, and it'll never leave us. And as soon as we both saw it, the Coors Light waterfall, Jamie and I both went, "Whoa!" I wish I should start carrying an engagement ring around just for instances like that, because that would have been the perfect spot to propose to my wife for the third time. Oh, Kenny, tell Sindel I said happy birthday. Kenny's sister Sindel is such a sweet lady, man. Yeah, Stephanie, you and Don were so fucking cool, man. I really appreciate you guys. It's always so nerve wracking because especially these shows where I know that I'm going to meet people that I've talked to for so long on the internet, and it's so comforting. As soon as I started telling my little jokes, I look to my left and I see Stephanie and Don, and Don's the first one that caught my eye. Stephanie, no offense, but it's so sweet seeing a familiar face, and I've seen his face a million times on the internet. You always talk highly about him, and Don was as advertised, and you were as sweet as could be, Stephanie. So it was very nice to meet you guys. Kenny Wilson. I hope to see you guys at the Rain Train Barbecue. If anybody's coming, that's going to pop off on August 30th in my beloved Delco, PA. I can't wait for that shit, man. Dude, I'm actually going back to Delco this weekend coming up. I'm pretty pumped for it. It's the first time my wife will be back in a year, so I'm excited for her to get some of her treats. And we're gonna do some New York stuff. My buddy Dylan Smith and I were gonna be on Real Ass Podcast next Monday. Really looking forward to that. I haven't been on Real Ass Podcast in a while, and Lewis has always been really good to me, so I'm excited to see him and the Gas Digital crew. That's gonna be a lot of fun. How's everybody else this weekend, man? Stephanie, what is the story behind the Coors Light waterfalls? Is there anything noteworthy about it aside from the fact that it catches the eye of dirtballs like me and makes me wish that I fucking lived right next to it in those apartments? Evander Holyfield's here. Get that bread, brother. Yeah, that waterfall really caught my eye, man. Since I've been in Austin, I've been trying to pronounce the word water differently because I naturally say it as water, but nobody understands what the fuck I'm saying, so I've had to modify it to water, but it's still not coming out right. So, but yeah, Dallas ruled. Drew, it was such a treat having Drew in the car with me for 6 hours, man. He put on the show, man. His legs never cease to amaze me. I know Drew gets a lot of guff for being a guy who looks like he's in a wheelchair, and he does. But his legs are always doing something fucking weird, and I don't know how you get him that way. I would love. He says, and this does make complete sense. Drew says that his legs turn inward like a quadriplegic's because of how often he's rolling blunts, and it does make complete sense. However, man, how many fucking blunts do you got to roll to get him like that? Oh, thank you, Stephanie. That's real sweet. Yo, Don, what up, brother? John, what's going on, brother? Good to see you guys. If I accidentally call somebody brother in the chat and you're a lady, please let me know. But I'm on full-on brother mode all the time. Oh, man. Did you guys watch anything good this weekend? I watched fucking Toxic Love Story, man. That shit. Netflix is really killing it with the unhinged bitch documentaries lately. And spirit of full disclosure, they're to be fair, they had an unhinged guy in A Toxic Love Story too. That I don't know if he stole the show, but he came close to it. He's still alive. He was a U.S. Marshal who is also a Disney adult, and I'm also a Disney adult, so there's no criticism there. However, one thing that really made me go, "Hoo boy," was in the documentary. They mentioned that not only is he a Disney adult, but he took a girl to Disneyland, which he lives directly across from so he can see the fireworks at night. That's okay, man. But one of the things that really made me go, whoa, that is fucking nuts, is they mentioned he took a date to Disneyland for the first time, and while on this date in Disneyland, he said to her, "Who's your favorite princess? Mine is Belle." And I almost turned off the fucking TV at that point because you realize like what your lines are. There's so many times in doing comedy that I'm just like, man, that's fucked up, and that's fucked up, and that's fucked up, but that's funny. However, you wonder, like, what is my line? Where is my line? And is there anything that I would not cross? Because I think I'm a pretty big scumbag. But finding out that another man who's a Disney adult has a favorite Disney princess, that is cause for alarm. That's a major red flag. Oh, baby, man. What a nice time. Yeah, man. Drew and we'll be back to Dallas at some point. Oh, thank you, the Ike Holtz. Dude, it seemed like you had a fucking incredible trip, Ike Holtz. You guys were fucking rocking for the World Cup. Kenny Wilson, my grandfather, Charles Manson. Oh, my God, I wish my grandfather was Charles Manson. I've been on a big Manson kick lately. I'm planning an LA trip for January. For Stinkers, we're going to go out there and do some fun stuff. So if anybody happens to be out in LA in January, I don't know the specific dates yet, but once we figure them out, we're really going to have some fun. But I'm on a big Manson kick lately, and I realized there's so much that I don't know about the case. I listened to. I didn't fucking watch or listen to. I read Helter Skelter at a very young age, way before I should have, and it scared the fucking shit out of me. And at the time, this was probably early 90s. At the time, Helter Skelter was kind of like all you really had to consume as far as Manson content, unless you had like old newspapers or some shit. There was a weird documentary which featured some of the Manson chicks who had not been arrested. It might have been called the Family or the Manson Family. But I remember being able to rent that VHS. And those were the only two things I can remember. There might have been a made-for-TV movie that wasn't great. But that was about it. That's all there was up until... Man, when did other Manson books start coming out? Maybe early 2000s. I think Susan Atkins had put out a book. I wasn't aware of it yet. It was so hard to become aware of things back then. Tex Watson had put out a book. Susan Atkins' book, I think it's called Child of God. That's a pretty interesting read because she gives an insider account to the Tate murders. And it made much more sense hearing her account of the Tate murders when she had talked about her and Tex having their own private stash of speed or cocaine. She couldn't remember which one it was. But either way, they were incredibly fucked up while committing the murders. And that makes more sense than, even though they were both at least batshit insane then. being fucked up on speed and being evil and having a knife and being under the command of a 5'2" man does explain a lot more than being in a non-drug induced state to commit those kind of crimes, man. I think even now the Tate murders are probably the ones that scare me the most. I've been doing recording segments for a new stinker videos called Scary Guys to find out who my friends' scary guys are. And it's all about what guys you think are scary, what crimes you think are scary. And it's been fun to find out who are the people that scare my friends. But I think my own personal scary guys would probably be the entire Manson family would be up there. Manson's kind of a bitch himself. However, the impact that he had upon all those people really scares the shit out of me still. Christ, that's almost 60 years ago. Yeah, Heath, I hear you, brother. Stephanie, did you read those books when you were young? Yeah, it was nuts. Like Vincent Bugliosi, the guy that wrote it, who wrote Helter Skelter, and who was also the prosecutor on the Manson trial, he's a real fucked up individual. I mean, just the tip of the iceberg, aside from, what people say he did in regards to getting a conviction, he's an insane fucking guy because he had a second family across town. He had an entire second family in Pasadena. He was regular ass cookie cutter guy from late 60s, middle-aged man, just looked like a by-the-book, straight-laced, just peckerhead. However, this guy was getting it in, and he had a whole-ass second family. I could not imagine having a second family. Like, God, man, just go get a prostitute at some point. Yeah, The Occult's Chaos kind of became my go-to book for the Manson family. That really changed my perspective on things, and it really altered how I view not only the Manson case, but just, I guess, maybe even criminal justice as a whole. And I mentioned last week, I'm reading this book back here, Weird Scenes in the Canyon, about Laurel Canyon, and it's so strange how all of this shit ties in together. Really scary stuff, and especially from a possible and probable government influence of so many pop culture events and especially in Laurel Canyon itself, because it's not a big place, but in the late 60s, early 70s, there was this weird congregation of so many people who ended up becoming influential artists. And I guess one possible explanation would be that, yeah, back then it was super cheap to live in that section of the Hollywood Hills, which seems nuts now because if you go on fucking Zillow, there's like, I think you'd be hard pressed to find houses under like $500,000. Oh, I checked out. There was the fucking. You guys know the Murderland murders? I heard people call them the Four on the Floor murders. They involve John Holmes' legendary penis from the pornography movies that you guys watch so much. You guys watch them, I don't, but this is just things that I hear about. But the house that the Wonderland murders occurred in, that's in Laurel Canyon. They're on Wonderland Avenue. They were on Wonderland Avenue. And one of the cool elements of it that made me wish I had fucking money, man, is that when this house was for sale, you could look at the pictures and it looks almost exactly like it did. The layout is the same. Granted, they had to change some of the fucking carpeting after the four murders, but you would think that after such a horrific event took place, they would just be like, all right, man, people are going to come here. They're going to be looky-loos. They're going to want to be into this shit. But then you go in and the layout is exactly the same. And if you're a real pig for crime scene stuff, there are videos on YouTube which show the LAPD going through and filming the aftermath of the Wonderland murders, and really fucking violent, scary shit. It sounds like John Holmes led a group that was responsible for ripping off a drug dealer who was a really, really, really ornery fella who you did not want to rip off, and that's why these people pay with their lives. Schmoopies, how are you, baby? But if you're into that kind of shit, if you're into seeing fucked up shit, the Wonderland Murders crime scene video is on YouTube, and I think Reddit led me there. And oddly enough, the video is narrated by a detective named Tom Lang, who when you hear his voice, you'll probably recognize him from the OJ trial because he was one of the investigators for that. Oh man, it's so nice to be here with you guys today. Yeah, Stephanie says my mom was fascinated with all those guys, and I would peruse through those books. I was like 13. Yeah, that's what I think I was, Stephanie, when I got into that stuff, and it was captivating because I would really only read what school mandated that we read, like fucking Hatchet, The Outsiders. That was then, this is now. But we happened to go to a bookstore this one Saturday night, and I noticed it, and the cover caught my eye, or the spine, and I picked it out. I was like, oh, cool, that font's pretty cool. And I started reading, and I just happened to flip to a page which was talking about the actual night of the Tate murders. And I just remember being just fucking locked in from the second I started reading it. And I think I read it within a couple days, which was nuts for me because the book's like, fuck, I think it's probably like 500 pages. Yeah, John, if you can check it out, there's also they have the audiobook version of Chaos. So if you're out and about doing stuff, that's an easier way to consume it. But it is worthwhile just to have a copy on hand because I don't know how many definitive conclusions are drawn in the book, but as far as like inferences, like you're able to put together like, shit, like Manson and so many other people from that era might have been, at the very least, been under CIA persuasion, if not directly being CIA operatives. But very weird stuff. All right, guys, I got a bunch of fun things I want to show you today. So the first thing I have lined up, and I hope you guys really enjoy these because I really got a kick out of them. I'd seen them a while back, and BTK is another scary guy for me. BTK, fuck, maybe I'll pull this video up too, but this fucking video of him describing his crimes, it's chilling. A minute ago, I was talking about what are my personal lines. BTK is really somebody who just scares the fucking dog shit out of me. And I couldn't make it through this whole video the first time I went around, in part because I was watching it at like 1 in the morning, and even at 47, I get a little scared. Let me see if I can pull up this BTK recounting crime video. But part of his sentencing, they asked him to give play-by-play of these fucking crimes. And I'm going to show you the pictures first, but then we'll get back to a little BTK full confession. But BTK, one of the all-time friggin' scary guys, he was sentenced to 10 consecutive life sentences, still serving them, was murdering people between 1974 and 1991. Nicknamed himself, which doesn't, real dork shit, but at the same time, this is one of the few self-nicknames that really panned out because BTK, it's very easy to refer to him as that. I don't think we should give him the satisfaction of calling him by his own nickname. However, he did kind of nail it with that one. Started in 74, which is fucking nuts because the murders that he committed in 74, he killed an entire family and then he attacked another woman who ended up surviving. But the attack on that entire family, which we'll hear about in the confession that I'll play in a few minutes, really one of the most chilling things I've ever read, and just shows you the level of depravity that this motherfucker possesses. And it's so, part of what makes it so insane is that he underestimated how many people were going to be in the house. However, he still went through with what he did. And to be able to have that level of, I don't know, I guess sadism would be the appropriate word, while keeping so many people under wraps at the same time, in broad daylight, by the way, because he attacked these people early in the morning. Good morning, him. I love you so much, brother. Really, really speaks to just how fucked up this individual was. But I want to show you some BTK selfies, because one of the things that he did that was especially fucked up, not just the crimes, but he was into bondage, and he really enjoyed taking pictures of himself. I'm not convinced that he was taking all these pictures on his own. Because when you see them, you're going to see that, like, okay, somebody else has to be taking these photos. There's no way that he could string himself up and come out with these friggin' pictures. Now, I got 6 pictures I want to show you. And we're going to do a little BTK selfie reflection. And tell me what you guys think about them. I know you're going to enjoy them because listen, I know your sensibilities. I know you guys. I know what kind of freak shit you fucking weirdos are into because you're just like me. And I want to go through. I want to show you these. This is the first one. So this is Dennis Rader, BTK. This is one of his spooky outfit bondage pictures. And this is the first one. Look at that. Ooh, baby. That's a real nasty boy. All right, so here's what I give him credit for. Green screening. Oh, man, I wonder if he was like doing fun green screen stuff, like way ahead of the TikTok trend. Got a green sheet hung up in the background. Some kind of weird hunting cap on his head, a stocking on his head. Hands, and not just feet bound, but legs bound just above the knee. Yeah, John Kruk, what up, brother? Yeah, the Eichholz. Jake and John are going to have a photo shoot like this next month. I can hope so, man. I would be into that. It's so hard to convince John and Jake of some of the weird shit that I would like to do. But I try to be persuasive, and I would like to do a photo shoot like this with Jake and John. This one's screaming Jake. Although there are so many different elements to this photo, to his fashion sense here, that John has really unique fashion sense. I think John would be a really good one to just be like, I wouldn't dictate what he wore. I would be like, John, this is what we're basing your picture off of. What do you think you would come up with? Because it's a weird headdress. It looks like something John would get from that Nike ACG would put out. But he's got a little blanket down for himself. I wonder if it's because his little tootsies get sore. I wouldn't doubt that because these guys, and he mentions it in the full confession video, which was very, very funny to hear somebody actually admit this, but he underestimated how much strength it would take to strangle a bunch of people in one fell swoop. Yeah, the Eichholz. Yeah, we got to put together a calendar, man. Maybe for Christmas. That would be a fun gift if we just sold a little Snickers calendar. The Gregor Ian calendar we might have to get to. Yeah, Worm returned. Seeing BTK in Mindhunter, that was pretty neat. That's the move Vander Holyfield's here. Tell John it's an ACG outfit and he's game. That's 100% it. I'm going to even have to tell him that the restraints are ACG themed. So pretty good one. I don't know. Maybe he knows how to configure the knot so that he's able to unloosen it by that fucking string to his right. But pretty elaborate if so. I'm not convinced. There's got to be some goofball taking these pictures with him. I don't know that his wife was involved. There's a good, was it Netflix or Hulu documentary with his daughter that came out in either late 2025 or early 2026. It's pretty interesting. Carrie, that's her name. Yeah, check that out if you haven't seen it. All right, we're going to move on to picture 2 here. This is one. I mean, I might make myself a bird feeder like this. You find out who the real bird freaks are in your neighborhood if you set up a bird feeder like this and they're nibbling their little nuts off of it. Imagine you're his fucking neighbor and you see this shit. You're just trying to weed whack or cut some fresh flowers out of your garden and you see this like rising up from the ground to the point where he gets there and then all of a sudden like he's stuck. And my God, look at that fucking mask too, man. Geeks. What do you guys, he's got to have help with this shit. There's no way. I mean, he looks pretty able-bodied, but he doesn't look particularly strong. I don't know how you get yourself up there to pull off this kind of stuff. Yeah, so Worm Return self-timer, definitely, but I just don't know how you get yourself in this position by yourself without a fella. It's got to be a special friend. Oh, man, I got to think of who my friends are that would actually pull the rope for me to get me in this position, to allow me to get to this point. Tim would do it if I asked him. Shaner would do it if I asked him. Jake, I could get to help me commit a murder if I asked him because he's such a sweet guy. That might be it. Butterly, Shaner, and Jake might be the only three guys I could get to help me take a picture of this. But golly, man. What a picture. I do like the outfit choice. Looks like a little bit of might be lingerie that he's wearing with a sheer, I wouldn't call it a vest. Maybe one of the ladies in the chat can help me. Stephanie, what do you call it when it's not quite a jacket, but it covers your arms? I don't even know what to call that. Got a leather strap across the tits. Creepy mask with duct tape over the mouth, and it looks like a nurse's hat. All right, man. I don't like to give these guys the kind of credit that they want, but he's kind of got this shit on. He really pulls all this off. Really does seem like a little nasty ass nurse. A shawl. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I think shawl would be appropriate. Him says, I think it's called gay. Yeah. I think he superseded gay, man. This is well beyond gay. Ike Holtz, good call. Weirdos love magic. John Kruk says he jumped in, the timer went off like a 2010 wedding photo. All right, now let's do a silly one. Yeah, this one creeps me out. The last one was bad. The last one seemed like a starter selfie, but this seems like he's kind of got his shit together and he's really exploring freak mode right here. Yeah, the white stockings really tie it together. The white stockings, black ankle socks, and white nurse's shoes. He does have this shit on, man. So, Dennis, you really fucking did it with this one, brother. All right, picture 3, baby. This is like when the photographer says, "Okay, let's do a silly one." This is him letting himself down, and he's not face down, but neck down on the ground, feet suspended in the air. Really speaks to his audacity because you know you're doing this shit. Your wife says, "Hey, I'm taking the kids to the mall. We'll be back after we grab lunch." So you might have 2 hours tops to pull all this shit off. So not only do you have to get dressed, but you got to put on your makeup. You got to get all your supplies together. You got to get your bondage rig out. And he's got like, what is it? Like a leather ankle separator there. This is a lot to pull off, but really shows you just how brazen he was. And looks like a plastic tarp under him. He's really big on having something soft at his feet, which is very interesting. All right, that's spooky and a little bit silly. More impressed by the second picture, but hey, beggars can't be choosers here. He buried himself. Look at that face. He knows he's being silly here. Don't you love that? Like when you see like your cat doing something where it's like, this motherfucker's got a sense of humor. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is kind of harmless. He's got a little shovel next to him, buried himself up to his neck, left an arm out. He did this shit on his own. And yeah, I don't know if that's something giving the impression of a smile or him actually smiling, but it does seem like he's very pleased with himself here. Got pantyhose over his head. Yeah, he's being a real ham here. He knows he's hamming it up. This reeks of, I got the one that I really wanted, which I'm interpreting to be the suspended nurse picture. That's got to be the one that he really set out to achieve, and he knew he nailed that shit. So then you could kind of fuck around and do some silly ones, and kind of like a beach day. It's get your kids to bury you in the sand, and man, God knew it. Look at all. Can you imagine the fucking dirt that he was tracking into the house after doing this shit? You got to have a wife that doesn't ask questions, man. I can't take a shit without my wife asking me what I'm doing, let alone fucking dress up as a nurse and put my bondage gear on. All right, this is a spooky one. Again, it feels like a nurse's outfit. He's got a thing for nurses, man. There was one lady, and I'm pretty sure she was a nurse too. Fuck, what was this lady's name? I don't even know if they ever named her, and it might have been like one of these confessions that he gave, but I remember hearing an account of him He was big on stalking. He stalked this lady for a while. He broke into her house and was waiting for her to come home, but she happened to accept a second shift at work. She was a nurse, and he didn't anticipate her working a double shift. So he was just hanging out like a dickhead in her house. And then eventually he's just like, all right, this isn't fun anymore. I'm tired. I want to go home. And she saved her life by taking that second shift at work. So I wonder what his preoccupation with nurses was. That's a fucked up Sammy Hagar wig. Yeah, where do you even get a mask like this? Do you have to make your own mask like this? Now they probably sell them because this looks like this is from a horror movie now. Strangers. The one chick in The Strangers has a mask like this, but back then it was old. You had to be a DIY creep back in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s if you wanted to pull this kind of shit off. Really making use of that basement there. Kind of bummed I don't have a basement. I got a fucking garage I can do weird shit like this in, but I don't know. If I was drinking, I'd want to hang out in the garage, but now that I don't drink anymore, I get in and I get the fuck out. Although I should say this. I bought an inversion table last friggin' like around last Christmas, and I hooked myself up in that because I hurt my back in jiu-jitsu the other day. So I was doing some weird shit. I might have been doing BTK shit. Yeah, I kind of was bound because your feet are bound when you put yourself in the inversion table. Yeah, shit, man. God, great. Now I'm just as bad as the BTK. I'm doing weird shit in my fucking garage. Yeah, this is a good one, man. It's so hard to beat that second pick, though. I got to go back to the second pick. I mean, that's art. Say what you want about him as a person. Say what you want about his crimes, but this is art, man. Everything about it is beautiful. I mean, he nailed the framing of this. Just full on suspension. This would be a good hood ornament for like, I don't know, maybe to dissuade the Kia boys from stealing a Kia. Maybe put this on as a hood ornament because I don't think they would drive a stolen car around if it had this on the hood of it. Yeah, that's really something else. The Eichholz, there's no basement in the Alamo. All right, I got one more I want to show you guys. So this is a collection of 4. This is real. These seem like I should have led up to that second pick, man, because that's really the cherry on top. But this is, I bet this was the first series of photos he took because this is in a motel room, and he wasn't brazen enough to do this shit in his basement yet. But nothing really impressive about these. This is starter level S&M. Nothing really impressive. So, Dennis Rader, if you're watching, no offense, man, but I guess, listen, man, you got to learn your ABCs before you learn the right words, I guess. Nothing truly impressive about this. Again, a weird mask and a weird wig. I don't know, man. I keep going back to the second one. So he's got to still think about this one. How old is he now? So, fuck. Did I write down? Did I have his? So March 9th, 1945. Oh, my sister's birthday. Oh, and they share a lot in common in personality. How about that? So 54 and 26. Oh, my God, he's 81. You never really think about these guys as old men. Man, it's so tough because he really couldn't even, if he wanted to, he couldn't pull off something like this now because a fall at 81 is devastating and you just cannot risk. Like I wouldn't doubt that maybe like this was unintentional. If he did that now, he's toast. 81-year-old man. That's one of the great injustices of the world is if you're an 81-year-old who's into BDSM. But again, you might want that. You might want the broken hip that came from the love of the game. If I was Dennis Rader's cellmate right now, I would be like, yo, let's recreate the photo shoot. If you fall, you fall. If you shatter a hip, that would honestly make for a better picture, Dennis. So let's just see what we can do and go from there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Evander Holyfield's here. Like, put this on a Chrysler 300. Put the one where he's suspended from the tree in a Chrysler 300. That's what I'm going to do. When I eventually get my 300 back, this is going to be the hood ornament. If anybody could pull off making something like this as a hood ornament, please let me know. Please, I'll come pick the fucking thing up. Jeez Louise, man. What a psycho. Mamma mia, let me go. Yeah, that's kind of nuts, man. But I do even like the bad ones, man. Even the bad ones where he's not really nailing it, he's trying. And it's so much more. It says so much more than some of these other dickheads who are out doing this kind of weird shit where they're just like they just show up and they like kill a prostitute or something like this. No, Dennis Rader put a lot of thought into this shit, and it's as scary as it is. It's like, man, you really loved what you did. You never murder a day in your life if you're murdering what you love. All right, I got to work on that one. I got to eventually build up to this level of tree hangery that Dennis Rader did when it comes to my murder mottos. That's what we should do. Maybe next week. All right, we got a class project for next week. Everybody's got to come with a murder motto. Please, next week, I want you to hit it in the chat. Spend some time this week. Please dedicate an hour to this. But next week, Dunbar, what up, brother? Next week, I want you to dedicate an hour to your own personal murder motto. I'll come with mine, too. Maybe, all right, top 5 murder mottos next week. I'll have them printed as bumper stickers. All right. Him, you're buck wild, brother. Good morning, Carrie Kelly. Man, we're just looking at for everybody just joining us, we're looking at Dennis Rader's freak picks. This is my favorite one. I might, all right, well, I got a printer that actually works now, so I might print this one out and frame it and put it in the background. I had an easier time finding love than a printer that actually printed shit when I wanted it to fucking print. This might be the first picture that I print. I mean, jeez Louise. I keep thinking about his neighbors. You're just trying to hang out and drink a Miller Lite in the backyard. You just worked a 12-hour shift. You're just like, finally, some fucking peace. I just want to hear the birds before the sun goes down. And you see this dickhead hoisting himself in the tree like a goddamn pirate flag. Yeah, Carrie, you're right. I shouldn't judge the man because I've done some weird shit too. Carrie Kelly, I was just talking about how I threw myself in my inversion table and I was going full on Batman in the garage to alleviate back pain. So who am I to really judge him? He does this. I get in the inversion table to help my back. Maybe this helps his back. I'm going to call urgent care today and see if maybe be like, yo, if I send you guys a picture, can you tell me if this will alleviate my herniated disc pain? Good morning, Matzaballs. Yeah, man, fucking Dennis Rader. 74 to 91, man. That's when he was active. That's a long-ass time to be in the murder. And again, he only got caught because he was a fucking dickhead, and he contacted the police and was like, yo, if I send you guys a floppy disk, you guys can't trace where it comes from, right? Which is a very fun question to ask the police. And they're just like, nah, man, we can't trace shit. And that's how he got caught. It helps my sciatica. What if all the Dennis Rader pictures just because he's got sciatica? Yeah, what if strangling people is actually like maybe the convergence of your hands on somebody's throat, and strangling truly is a full body workout. Earnestly strangle somebody once and then tell me that your calves aren't fucking burned the fuck out after you're done strangling somebody. Yeah, he was ahead of curve. And in Dennis Rader's defense, this was, I'm going to guess this picture was taken mid-'80s. I'm going to say we didn't have as much knowledge about sciatica pain that we do now. So, yeah, rope around his neck too. Man, a real tricky situation. Like, this is really a creep's pulley system. But back probably feels great. Yeah, shout out to floppy disc Ike Holtz. I agree, brother. Doorcourt, what up, man? Doorcourt is one of the funniest sports shows you'll come across on the internet, so check that out. Yeah, Carrie Kelly. I keep coming back to like how did he explain this shit to his wife? But she strikes me as somebody who never asks questions no matter what. Could you imagine being able to be into this shit without your wife making a fuss about it? Oh my God, man. Is that the dream or is that a nightmare? I think it would be a nightmare. I like that my wife lurks and busts my balls about shit and asks what I'm up to and kind of knows like every fucking thing that I do. It is kind of, it's fine. But if she was just totally permissive and allowed me to indulge my BDSM fantasies in this way, I don't know that without being involved. That's odd. A lady lets you indulge your singular BDSM fantasies without being involved. I don't know that that's good for anybody. Oh, Dorcourt, count me in. I would love to come back on. I was so happy to hear LeBron came to Philly, man. Carrie says, my wife hated when I was playing Magic the Gathering. I can't imagine how to explain this to her. Yeah, Heath Krieger, solo BDSM is crazy. It's like throwing a football to yourself. How much enjoyment could you truly get out of solo BDSM? I guess this shit has to hurt. It has to hurt, so I guess it's cool if you're into that, but you need a buddy, man. Maybe that's what I'll get my first robot for, is to get into BDSM. I'll get a BDSM robot. Boston Dynamics. Oh God, what if that's what? what if all right, Boston Dynamics serial murders. That's maybe what BDSM would stand for my robot. I might get a BDSM robot. If I have any kind of financial come up in the near future, that's what I'm going to get. I might put him on the couch behind me during streams. Inshallah, if I could ever afford a BDSM robot, he will be in this room with me. God, man, that's the dream. Yeah, I've been telling myself, all right, if I make enough money, I'm gonna eventually get my Chrysler 300. And I came close a couple years ago, but it was hard to spend money on a car that I didn't really need, that I just wanted to indulge in my perk addiction nostalgia. So I didn't pull the trigger, but that might now take a backseat to my BDSM robot that I want. Zigga Rats, what up, baby? All right, guys, I want to play this BTK video for you guys because this shit really spooks me out. All right, so I would. Oh, wait, let's watch this one more time. I got to look at this. You know what I say when I say shit like this.
Some ain't right.
We spare no expense here on the Little Stickers live streams. Dude, I was so pleased with myself when I made that. But so appropriate, especially for the Dennis Raiders solo BDSM picks. Yo, what up, fishing? All right, so we're going to play this Dennis Rader video. This shit really spooks me out. And he's so matter-of-fact in his explanation. It's the BTK confession. And the thumbnail alone is something. Let me share this with you guys. But the thumbnail, look at Dennis Rader's fucking face. Major dickhead alert. All right, I got to make a sound effect for that, but this is the ultimate major dickhead alert. Man, they fucking snapped on this one. And it's crazy because this video that I'm about to play comes from a YouTube channel called the BTK site. And if you're going to have this unflattering of a picture of him here, then, you know, how dedicated to BTK are you, baby? All right, we got to get this video popping. But this shit is so spooky.
All right, Mr. Rader, I need to find out more information. On that particular day, the 15th day of January, 1974, can you tell me where you went to kill Mr. Joseph Otero?
I think it's 1834, Edgemore.
All right. Can you tell me approximately what time of day you went there?
Somewhere between 7 and 7:30.
This particular location, did you know these people?
No, that's...
Yeah, imagine being up that early to commit murder. I always think staying up late to commit murder is a big fucking deal and what honestly dissuades me from becoming one. But I think it might be even more of a fucking stretch to wake up at. Not only wake up at 7:30 to commit murder, but be ready to commit murder at 7:30. Don't even talk to me before I've had 2 cups of coffee, Dennis.
No, that was part of my, I guess my what you call fantasy. These people were selected.
All right, so you
Okay.
Crazy eyebrows.
you
man.
were engaged in some kind of fantasy during this period of time?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, when you use the term fantasy, is this something you were doing for your personal pleasure?
Sexual fantasy, sir.
I see.
Pleasure.
So you went to this residence,
Pronouncing pleasure as pleasure might be the most disturbing aspect of this clip.
and what occurred then?
Well, I had did some thinking on what I was going to do to either Mrs. Otero or Josephine, and basically broke into the house, or didn't break into the house, but when they came out of the house, I came in and confronted the family, and then we went from there.
All right. Had you planned this beforehand?
To some degree, yes. After I got in the house, I lost control of it, but it was, in back of my mind, I had some ideas what I was going to do. But
It's really remarkable how at ease he is describing this murder, or these murders. He murdered an entire fucking family, man.
I basically panicked that first day, so
Beforehand, did you know who was there in the house?
I thought Mrs. Otero and the 2 kids, the 2 younger kids were in the house. I didn't realize Mr. Otero was going to be there.
All right. How did you get into the house, Mr. Reagan?
I came through the back door, cut the phone lines, waited at the back door, had reservations about even going or just walking away, but pretty soon the door opened and I was in.
All right. So the door opened. Was it open for you, or did something?
I think one of the kids, I think the
Yeah, Proto Cicada, those eyebrows just, they keep jumping off the screen at me, man.
junior, or not junior, yes, the younger, Joseph opened the door. He probably let the dog out because the dog was in the house at that time.
All right. When you went into the house, what happened then?
Well, I confronted the family.
I wonder if the dog was smelling balls when he walked in. He just wants to smell you.
Pulled a pistol, confronted Mr. Otero, and asked him to, that I was there to, basically, I was wanted to get the car.
Tired.
I was hungry, food, I was wanted, and asked him to lie down in the living room. And at that time, I realized that wouldn't be a really good idea, so I finally, the dog was a real problem, so I asked Mr. Otero if he could get the dog out, so he had one of the kids put it out. And then I took him back to the bedroom.
You took who back to the bed?
The family, the bedroom, the 4 members.
All right. What happened then?
At that time, I tied him up.
While still holding him at gunpoint?
Well, in between tying and yes. Yeah.
All right. After you tied them up, what occurred?
Well, they started complaining about
Hey, Philip,
being
love you,
tied
bro.
up, and I re-loosened the bonds a couple of times. Tried to make Mr. Otero as comfortable as I could.
Sweet guy, man.
Apparently-
One thing about him is BTK will make you as comfortable as possible while he's indulging in the deepest, darkest BDSM fantasy you could ever imagine, man. So, give him some credit.
A cracked rib from a car accident, so I had him put a pillow down
Oh my
for
God,
his
dude,
head.
imagine that. It's like you're recovering from a fucking cracked rib and you're just like, dude, I can't get a good night's sleep. I'm angry. I haven't slept more than 2 hours. And now I got to deal with this fucking dickhead breaking into my house at 7:30 in the goddamn morning. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. And I gotta be bound by this half eyebrowed fucking weirdo in Wichita, Kansas, of all places. Like, you never imagined something like this to pop off in Wichita, Kansas.
Had he put I think he Parker or a coat underneath him. They talked to me about giving the car and whatever money. I guess they didn't have very much money, and there I realized that I didn't have a mask on or anything. They already could ID me, and made a decision to go ahead and put him down, I guess, or strangle him.
All right, what did you do to
Too
Joseph?
much, man. Yeah, ziggurats, and his peen was so small the women said they couldn't feel it. Yeah, there was a picture when I was choosing the pictures for the BTK photo shoot. There was one where his wiener was out, and I bet even if I put it up, YouTube wouldn't have been able to tell that it was nudity. But very small penis, and I have her permission to say this, so I'm going to say it. But my wife had a micro penis boyfriend before, and when I asked about it, I was like, "Dude, do you feel anything?" She's like, "Yeah, I guess it's like if you put a finger inside yourself, you'll feel that. It's not going to fill you up, but just some frame of reference."
Otero Sr.
Joseph Otero?
Yeah,
Okay.
Joseph Otero Sr., Mr. Otero, the father.
Put a plastic bag over his head and then some cords and then tighten it.
White suit and cord is nuts, by the way.
And this was in the bedroom.
Yes, sir.
Did he, in fact, suffocate and die as a result of this?
Not right away. No, sir, he didn't.
What happened?
Well, after that, I did Mrs. Otero. I had never strangled anyone before.
All right,
So
very
I
spooky
really-
way to say that you killed somebody. I did Mrs. Otero. Now we're getting into the real freak shit here. Look at those eyes, man. At certain points, you'll see his eyes light up, and then this is full locked in BTK mode.
How much pressure you had to put on a person or how long it would take. But
Was she also tied up there in the
yes,
bedroom?
yeah, both their hands and their feet were tied up. She was on the bed.
Where were the children?
Josephine was on the bed and Junior was on the floor this time.
So
Very insane call,
we're
Junior.
talking, first of all, about Joseph Otero. So you'd put the bag over his head and tied it. And he did not die right away. Can you tell me what happened in regards to Joseph?
He moved over real quick like, and I think tore a hole in the bag, and I could tell that he was having some problems there. But at that time, the whole family just went, they went panicked on me, so I worked pretty quick. I got
What did
Mrs.
you- You worked pretty quick.
Well,
What
I mean,
did you do?
I strangled Mrs. Otero, and she went out, or passed out. I thought she was dead. She passed out. Then I strangled Josephine. She passed out, or I thought she was dead. And then I went over and put a bag on Junior's head, and
Stop calling him Junior, man. Jesus.
and then if I remember right, Mrs. Otero came back. She came back and.
Sir, let me ask you about Joseph Otero Sr. You
Senior.
indicated he had torn a hole in the bag. And what did you do with him then?
I put another bag over it, or either that or I recollect, I think I put either a cloth or a T-shirt or something over his head, and then another bag, and then tighten it down.
Did he subsequently die?
Well, yes. I mean, I
Yeah,
was,
that's what we're here
I
for,
didn't
man.
just stay there and watch him. Then I was moving around the room, but
All right, so you indicated you strangled Mrs. Otero after you had done this, is that correct?
now I went back and strangled her again, and that finally killed her at that time.
So this is in regards to count 2. You had first of all put the bag over Joseph Otero's head, and he tore a hole in the bag. Then you went ahead. Did you strangle Mrs. Otero then,
Okay.
or did you go
First
back?
of all, Mr. Otero was strangled, or
Oh, he's got it
a bag
fucked
put
up
over
now.
his head and strangled. Then I thought he was going down, and I went over and strangled Mrs. Otero. And I thought she was down. Then I strangled Josephine.
It's so crazy, like how he not only recollects this shit, but is actually becoming indignant because the guy seems as though he's not able to follow along. And those eyebrows, man. It's crazy how you can get them to jump off the glasses, but they're just so tiny. You know what I always say? Tiny eyebrows, tiny penis. I've said that since I was a boy.
She was down. And then I went over to Junior and put the bag on his head. After that, Mrs. Otero woke back up, and she was pretty upset and what's going on. So I came back, and at that point in time, strangled her for the death strangle at that time.
With your hands or what?
No, with a cord.
No, with my fucking
With a-
feet,
with a
man.
rope. And then I think at that point in time, I redid Mr. Otero, put the bag over his head, went over, and then took Junior. Before that, she asked me to save her son, so I actually had taken the bag off, and then I was really upset at that point in time. So basically, when Mr. Otero was down, Mrs. Otero was down, I went ahead and took Junior. I put another bag over his head and took him to the other bedroom at that time.
What did you do then?
Put a bag over his head. I put a cloth over his head, a T-shirt, and a bag so he couldn't tear a hole in it. And he subsequently died from that. And then when I went back, Josephine had woke back up.
What did you do then?
And I took her to the basement and eventually hung her.
All right, you hung her in the basement?
Yes, sir.
All right, did you do anything else at that time?
Yes, I had some sexual fantasies. But that was after she was hung.
All right. What did you do then?
All right, y'all.
And went through the house.
I think I'm good on this video, man. But you get the gist. But fuck, man. Yeah, every now and again you come across somebody who's just, you forget just how that there's people like this out there. You come across these guys that are, pranced about in the true crime world, and they kill a couple people and they shoot a couple people, and you're just like, whoa, he's a true monster. But then you see somebody like this and you're just like, yikes. This is full-on monster mode. Oh, dude, look at the comparison here. So the video on the right, this is what BTK's life in prison is like. Like right here. Yo, look at that face compared to the face in this video. Just a little thumb boy. Jeez Louise. Oh, AG French. Yeah, man, I had to, today is Sunday. You are right. But I had to stream today because I got back late from Dallas yesterday. So, but the streams are usually on Saturdays. Man, real piece of work. I don't know if it's ever been said before, but Dennis Rader, real piece of work. And as I always say,
Some ain't right.
but fuck, man. Oh, dudes, there was, last week we talked about the Sider family. The Sider family, the Sider house. This is one Sider house that does not rule. Teasing, of course. But there was a House of Horrors in Vinton County, Ohio. Police, they found 16 kids aged 18 months to 18 years in this house of fucking squalor. A lot of the kids were nonverbal. 4 people got arrested. The dad, the mom, the grandpop, the grandmom. Gary Siders, both senior and junior. Elizabeth Siders, the mother who gave birth to all these kids. And Christina Siders, the grandmother. Incredibly fucked up conditions. They were all neglected for God knows how long. They moved around a bunch, so that's why it was hard for, I guess, government officials to keep track of these kids and question why they weren't in school or why they weren't being cared for and being treated. But thankfully, the kids are in state custody now while they sort these dipshits out. But I always like to see people move, because you see still photos of a lot of these people in the true crime world, and you're just like, I like to see how people move, so you get a better feel for what they are and how they operate. And I don't know, man, it might just be one of my bugaboos, but there's video of them being brought into the county jail right after they were arrested, and we get to see a little bit of these suckers shucking and jiving, and this is the Sider family, baby.
Anywhere else.
New video shows the reactions
Pappy
of
Sider.
those 4 Siders family members as they were taken to jail after deputies said they found 16 children in their home.
All right, N1 basketball shorts. That's what you want to be arrested in. You don't want to go into the county jail in your work clothes. Absolute nightmare. You want N1 basketball shorts, and it seems like most guys who wear N1 basketball shorts have this kind of ass. where all the ass meat is actually up top on the torso and just nothing left to fill out those shorts.
I'll take you through these videos and what they show us. And we'll also look at what's likely going on inside the investigation right now. Was released from jail to a hospital for treatment for a serious medical condition. So he's no longer in jail.
Thoughts and prayers to Pappy Cider, by the way. All right, great. Now I'm fucking thirsty. If anybody is still able to drink alcohol, unlike me, please have a Pappy Cider for me.
Jail. All 4 Cider's family members have pleaded not guilty to Section 2.
All right, so here's the property. Never a good sign. We got grass growing through the cars.
Another investigation. All of the children are now in foster care, but we really don't have any information about their conditions or how they're doing. We know they're in therapeutic foster care. But now we're getting our first look at the parents and grandparents of those children being taken to jail. Video from the jail's Sally Port shows a sheriff.
Dude, Law and Crime Network friggin' rocks for true crime stuff, man. Check out their YouTube channel. I think it's just Law and Crime, but they really get a lot of good stuff, man. And you get to see neat shit like this.
Van pulling into the jail. The Ciders aren't the only ones in the van, so it takes some time for the corrections officers to get them out of the vehicle. The first Ciders family members that jail staff removed from the van is the oldest, 73-year-old Gary Ciders Sr. It appears the officers are having some trouble getting him out of that van. They're at the back of the vehicle for a while as they try to help him out.
Whole family stinks of piss, and if you haven't seen them yet, you'll see them in a second, and I guarantee you'll agree with me. But the worst thing that you want when you're dealing with a piss family is to have to touch them for any reason. And the back of sheriff's vans should come equipped with those sliding boards. You know that they have on planes when there's a emergency landing. They should have that on the back of sheriff's vans so you don't have to touch stinky piss grandpops.
And then an officer brings a wheelchair out from the jail so Gary Sr. can sit in it so the jail staff can safely move him into the jail for the booking process to begin. Now, we know that there are concerns about Gary Sr.'s health and his ability to walk. He's currently being treated for a serious medical condition at the hospital. But back on June 30th, that serious
Castle in Florida says they had to get rid of the van.
medical condition wasn't known to jail staff. That was only discovered after he fell on the way to jail and was taken to the hospital for that injury. At this point, Gary Sr. is safely in the wheelchair, and the officers prepare to move him from the Sally Port to the jail. He appears to have a white bandage on his shoulder.
Ew.
Why? We don't know. At the same time, other
Love bite.
officers are trying to get Gary Jr. out of the back of the van.
Another piss guy.
Gary Jr. is in handcuffs, so he is pulled from the back of the van so he can be led into the jail hallway with his father. Interestingly enough, Gary Ciders Sr. is shackled at the ankles, and he is also handcuffed at the front.
Smart
Those
move.
cuffs are attached to a belly chain to keep him.
You got to shackle his ankles because old guys they might be the ultimate fakers. Old guys love to show you that they're not able to fucking do anything, but then you give them a few minutes to themselves and they'll have their ankles behind their head jacking their shit like there's no tomorrow.
Cure. A male corrections officer wheels Gary Sr. into the hallway. This is the area where an initial search of inmates is conducted. Every jail has an area similar to this one. You'll notice that
You'll notice he's got his mouth open the entire time. I love an open mouth old guy. Pardon me. But I love an open mouth old guy. Just covered in piss. Just an injury of unknown origin on his shoulder. Yeah, what could happen to him to get injured there? He was bitten. He looks like the kind of guy who bites, but also likes to be bitten as well. So I bet that's what that injury is.
Is not shackled at the ankles like his son. Gary Sr. is wearing pajama bottoms, and he seems a little out of it. Gary Jr. trails behind his father, again shackled at the ankles and handcuffed, and those cuffs are held in place by that belly chain. The
belly chain he came with, by the way, not police provided. Belly chain and one shorts. That's the move for the rest of the summer, guys.
Officers tell Gary Jr. to lean up against the wall, and then they uncuff him.
Holy shit, Carrie Kelly, is that true? Your best friend lives across from those people? What does your friend say about them? I would bet it's everything that's being reported. They're actually kind of chill, though.
process can begin. One thing that I notice here, Gary Jr. appears to be pretty well fed, and his father appears thin. We don't know how well the children in the home were eating, but Gary Jr. doesn't appear to have missed many meals. As an officer uncuffs Gary Jr., he's told to stand against the wall, and then the officer...
All right, the belly chain around the dick right now might be a little bit too much, and the jail guys are having fun. When you get a family like this coming in that you know they're going to be major news, you kind of want to put on a show here, and credit to these jailers because they know this video is going out to a lot of people. No ass to hold those shorts up, and just the belly chain is kind of acting like a de facto belt at this point.
To unlocking his ankle cuffs. The officers will then remove Gary Sr.'s handcuffs. As this entire process is unfolding in the hallway, Christina Siders and Elizabeth Siders remain in the Sallyport in that sheriff's van. Eventually, one of the officers looks inside Gary Jr.'s mouth to make sure that he doesn't have
To make sure he is going to kiss him right.
anything in there. And then Gary Jr. is taken to another area of the jail for further processing. Gary Sr. sits in the wheelchair as this is going on, and we don't know what he's thinking or feeling, but eventually he seems to put his head in his hands. He continues to sit in that wheelchair as the jail staff continues their work. Several minutes pass. Then it's Gary Sr.'s turn to be searched, but he needs help getting out of the wheelchair.
Yes, PG's, great call on that. There's no way he's wearing underwear under those shorts. Really great call. Yeah, if he's got to go out to a function, he'll put jeans over those shorts. Those N1 basketball shorts are his underwear. I know this family left and right.
Wheelchair. He can't do it on his own. He's searched to make sure he doesn't have anything on him like a weapon. Now it's time for the officers to bring Christina Siders and Elizabeth Siders into the jail. Christina is let in first. She is handcuffed just as her son and husband were, but she isn't shackled at the ankles. And you may notice something interesting here when you see Elizabeth Siders. You'll notice she's carrying some papers, but Elizabeth Siders isn't handcuffed. Christina enters the jail hallway first. Elizabeth follows behind, and both have papers in their hands. Christina's handcuffs are connected to a belly chain, just like Gary Jr., but she is not shackled at the ankles. Christina stands up straight, but Elizabeth's body language appears to be much different.
Yeah, man, she's had 16 kids. Her pussy hurts. Leave the lady alone. I feel for this lady because she started cranking out kids when she was 13, and that's tough. Like, when you live in squalor and you're getting impregnated at 13, what do you want out of a person? I got to know what this old lady shirt says, by the way. It says, I think it says, love the one you're with. Which, if you're taking me to jail for a horrific crime, give me time to put on my funniest t-shirt. Let me put on my shirt that shows all the ways that pigs fuck. There was a shirt I got. I didn't get it, but I saw it down in Wildwood, New Jersey when I was a kid. It said making bacon, and it showed all the ways in which pigs can have sex. That's what I would wear if I was arrested for a major crime. Just let me go to Wildwood, New Jersey real quick, get that shirt, and then cuff me and put me in the back of this stinky van. Elizabeth has a lot on her shirt as well, so I would like to know what that reads, but I think the old lady says, love the one you're with. Twist the t-shirt, yeah.
She looks scared. The corrections officer asks Christina a number of questions, which she appears to answer. Elizabeth simply stands by and watches as this entire process unfolds. Then it's Elizabeth's turn to be...
All right, so in the last shot, we had 3 cops, 3 lady cops. Now we got 2. Somebody's getting their gun stolen at some point.
Searched. After answering a few questions, she's patted down the whole 9 yards. This process takes place before each of the Siders family members are moved to another area where each is given an orange jail jumpsuit to wear. It's standard issue. All of the Siders were moved into another area for intake, and they're asked a number of questions by a jail staff member. You can see Elizabeth sitting here.
All right, nice hairstyle. I like going full-on Girl from the Ring hairstyle after you've just been arrested for something like this.
Her hair is wet, so it appears she had a shower. Her hair looks different from her mugshot. Elizabeth looks around at times.
Yeah, acting different.
She doesn't have a criminal record, so this is the first time she's been to jail. Elizabeth also has a mark on her left arm, and it looks like a bruise. We don't know what caused that mark. It's
Yeah, BSO says wearing a t-shirt that says I'm with stupid and with the arrow pointing next to you. Tupac Schwartz giving birth like a beagle farm. Yeah, they got a sign above the couch that tells everybody, welcome to the Beagle Farm, bitch. Get fucked. Man, killing it in the chat here. Shadow Homie XL, that jumpsuit has the highest thread count of anything they've ever worn. Agreed. Man, it's got to be so nice when you go to jail to get your shit upgraded.
also visible in video from her arraignment. Gary Sr. is wheeled into the same area.
He's
it's
over
the
it.
same process. There's no audio, but he's asked a number of questions. At one point,
Here's the deal. I love Law and Crime and I love Anjanette Levy, but she said he doesn't look like he's as well fed as Gary Jr., but that's a big ass belly on this old man. That's a bird drinking belly. Might not be well fed, but he's well hydrated. Ew. What are the odds? The piss guy has to sit closer to the counter than everybody else.
he appears to get comfortable and leans back in the wheelchair.
I thought he was going to put his feet up on the counter for a second. That would have been a boss move by piss guy Gary Sider Sr. Always annoys me, too, when people in wheelchairs are able to do shit with their legs. You ever see people in wheelchairs do this shit where they're just doing the, I got a rug here so I can't do it, where they're doing the scoot thing, where they'll dig their heels into the ground. I wish I could have pulled that off better here, but they'll dig their heels into the ground and then propel themselves forward. It's like, brother, what's with the chair?
Even crosses his legs, just kind of sitting and waiting for what's next. A similar process takes place for Christina Siders. She sits in the same area and answers questions. And then Gary Jr. goes through the intake process. He is
Taking
asked,
scabs.
along with his family members, a standard set of questions. Gary Jr. sits and answers questions that he's asked, just as his family members did. Gary's intake form says that he either uses drugs or alcohol or is under the influence of one or the other. Jail staff documented several tattoos on Gary Jr.
All right, let's check these out. Heart with names, heart with swords, heart and cross, heart, a cross heart with flames. Dude, heart with a smiley face. This guy loves hard, man. The tattoos tell you everything you need to know about a guy, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tattoos with hearts, man. Love him or hate him, this guy loves hard.
Names and hearts and crosses. One is a cross with a sword. One is an outlaw tattoo with a peace sign.
A heart with
in
lines,
the intake
too?
video, you can
Oh,
see
dude,
Gary
he loves
G.
this shit. That's one of the best parts about going to jail is getting to show all your tattoos off. He is in heaven right now. I'll bet he's still got the N1 basketball shorts on underneath those jail scrubs. He's a real heartbreaker. It is really heartwarming. Yeah, the outlaw tattoo with the peace sign, that's what I really want to see. Fuck, I hope Law and Crime can show a close-up of these tattoos. Clearly doesn't have enough to go to a really good tattoo guy, because you can't even see the fucking tattoos in this video. Oh, man, God knows what he's going to get in there. What do you think is going to be the first tattoo that Gary Siders Jr. gets in prison? Definitely going to be a heart. Maybe, oh, dude, a heart with hands coming off the heart, grabbing the bars that he's now locked behind. That's going to be his next tattoo. Either that, Yosemite Sam, mud flap on the hamstring tattoos. Great, now I want a fucking tattoo. Yeah, he's got the Miley Cyrus tattoos. Yeah. Oh, man. God, I want a fucked up tattoo now. Let's all go get Gary Siders tattoos.
Jr. show the officer asking him the questions his arms. He later shows his legs, likely showing the many
Nobody
tattoos.
asked.
At one point, Gary Jr. looks back
Aw,
and he
look how
waves
sweet
at
he is.
someone. We don't know who he's waving at, but he appears to talk.
All right, so that looked like the first inkling that he might be special needs. I don't know. I think I'm pretty attuned to who's special needs and who's not. But here we go. We're going to watch it again. Making the tips of your fingers hit your palm, that's I'm special needs international symbol.
At one point, Gary Jr. looks back and he waves at someone.
He's a
I
sweetheart,
don't know
man.
who he's waving at, but he appears to talk too.
Blow kisses.
But there are so many questions that remain in this case. Many, many questions. What is going on with this investigation? Why did the deputies go to the house in the first place with a search warrant? Gary Jr. also faces 4 public indecency charges related to alleged incidents at his home during the last week of May, but that likely wouldn't be enough to get a search warrant.
I'm going to guess those are him standing on the porch drinking coffee with his dick out. If I'm wrong, please correct me. If you think it's something else, please let me know in the chat. But Gary Siders Jr. seems like the kind of guy who drinks his coffee with his dick out on the porch. Which, is that illegal? I don't think it should be.
Deputies were looking for evidence of a crime at the home. That's what a search warrant is for. And the Attorney General has said electronic devices seized from the home will be analyzed by the crime lab. The Columbus Dispatch has reported that 2 other Siders family members, one a cousin of Gary Sr., married a 15-year-old girl. So there are 2 other members of the Siders family that had teen marriages. How common is that in Southeast Ohio?
Yeah, a fella in the chat
I'd like
that
to bring
said
in-
your buddy lived there and that you've been by the place. How common is that in Southeast Ohio? Jeez Louise, man.
Rob Junk. He is the former Pike County prosecutor, also currently a common pleas court judge in Pike County, the only common.
Yo, Riley, I appreciate you, brother. No, you could pre-order Wigger Bible right now, and pre-orders will be up for another couple weeks. You guys, let me know if the volume, I saw somebody say something about volume. Is that the video or me? If anything needs to be adjusted, just let me know. What a haircut, head, glasses combo on this fucking guy. God damn, where did he come from? It's not common. All right, thanks, Gary. Man, look at this head. I love this guy. I don't even know what he's doing. He's a cop, I'm sure. But that is a solid bangs to glasses to chin head ratio. God damn, this guy's got it locked in. This is something you draw. This guy is something you draw in 6th grade when you're bored out of your mind and have undiagnosed ADHD. Yeah, Mark Davis vibes for sure. Love a guy that wears his name on his shirt.
Court judge there, and he actually was the prosecutor when the Roden and Gilly family members, the 8 members of that family, were murdered back in 2016. Rob, thanks so much for coming on to talk with me about the Siders case.
Oh, you're entirely welcome.
A gentleman,
Talk to
too.
me right now, from your perspective as a former prosecutor. What do you think is going on in this investigation right now? You're in the county right next door in Pike County, next to Vinton. So what do you think is happening as far as getting information together for the grand jury and the investigation?
I think probably the most important thing that they would be working on now is medical exams on the children, full medical workups, interviews, which probably taken place early on of the suspects. But it's a major thing is getting good medical workups on all the children to document any type of abuse or neglect that may have taken place and how it took place.
Yeah, this guy's a real teddy bear. I like him a lot. Yeah, it's the Sider family, guys. I wanted to see how they move, baby. And they really did not disappoint. I love that we got to not see, but hear about Gary Sider's tattoos. It is so nice knowing that there is some redeeming quality to this guy. I like to see the best in people. And Gary Siders Jr., I love hearing he's got so many tattoos with hearts. Says a lot about the man. So I'm going to miss him. Gary Siders Jr. God bless you, brother. All right, dude, next up. Oh, man, this police body cam freak out. This is a fun one. If you haven't watched this yet, hang on, let me give you the little background on this. So somebody named Jarrett Vick. Okay, so body cam footage was released from an incident at the University of Central Florida on February 5th, 2025, and it was released last week. And police were responding to an unrelated disturbance, and during the encounter, Jarrett Vick objected to being referred to with masculine pronouns and repeatedly asked officers to use feminine pronouns. All right, I get it. Officers instructed Vick to calm down as the interaction escalated. And they pepper sprayed this person and tased them, and it did not have any effect, man. I really give this person a lot of credit for not backing down. I like somebody who won't succumb to a tasing or even a pepper spraying, because everybody's got bear mace and all kinds of fucking shit that they're going to hit you with now. And this is somebody who is just, nah, you can hit me with anything. You're going to have to shoot me dead. So let's watch this sucker.
No, you're about to get sprayed.
No, just
get down on the ground right now.
Leave me alone!
I can come in there.
Leave me alone, please!
And the arrest has since gone viral over what happened next.
He is having a breakdown.
Say!
Pop off.
Just say the right pronoun!
This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Elizabeth Milner. Yep, officers say this arrest escalated over the use of pronouns, to the point it led to this student facing
Yes,
three
this is real.
charges, one of which was a felony. It's February 5th, 2025. We're in Orlando, Florida, specifically at the downtown campus of the...
Oh, I can't wait to go back to Orlando. Hopefully I get to see this person. They should have her at Universal, greeting guests.
University of Central Florida. It's just after 5 p.m. when officers with the UCF Police Department respond to a reported disturbance at one of the university dorms.
What's the problem?
Why do you let those kids get away with this? They are not supposed to be here!
If
All right,
you
it's
don't
seen
lower
shoes.
your voice, I am going to put handcuffs on you, and I'm going to take you to a Baker Act facility. You lower your voice.
Try it.
Are you
Yeah,
threatening?
this poor guy on the left. Man, he's just trying to make his money, man. You think that having a daytime college facility gig is probably going to be one of the easiest gigs, because during the daytime, kids are just trying to get to and from class. And then every now and again, you get an unhinged lunatic with the breakdancing stormtrooper t-shirt to come down and just pop off. Yeah, he's not about that bullshit.
You're threatening me.
Are you threatening me?
I'm just
Because
saying,
I'm here right now to deal with a stolen vehicle. I ain't got time to hear you screaming and yelling.
I don't have time to constantly be abused.
We'll get OPD down here then, because I gotta work this stolen vehicle.
What do you mean, OPD?
Now, before we go any further, this is what officers wrote in their report. Upon arrival, I came in contact with Jarrett Vick. Vick was yelling and being belligerent with Officer Dan Riley, causing a disruption in the main lobby of Union West when I approached.
Pop
George
off.
Shane, a witness, stated that Vick was behaving in a violent manner, screaming and yelling at security officer with a clenched fist. This behavior was causing people to leave the area. Daniel Baldwin, a witness, stated
It's got to be
that
tough,
Vick-
man. Imagine so many days you go into work hungover, and you're just like, man, just the weather's nice. I'm just going to hydrate myself. I'm going to get through my 8 hours, and then I'm going to go home, and I'm going to get my rest. But then the second you clock in, you hear this popping off, and you're just like, dude, I wish they would give me a gun to do this fucking job.
A verbal confrontation and being belligerent with a group of juveniles before officers arrived on scene. While the report identifies the student as Jarrett Vick with the pronouns he, him, from what we know in the body cam video, Jarrett actually prefers going by Jay Lee and uses the pronouns she, her. And when she was misgendered, well, everything escalated from there.
Can we get another unit to deal with Jay Lee here? He is having a breakdown.
Say! Just say the right pronoun!
What'd you say?
Oh my God.
Right now.
No!
You're about to get sprayed.
No!
Get
Just
down on the ground right now.
Leave me alone!
I can come in there.
Leave me alone, please!
Okay,
This would be fun. This would be fun to have as a workout, because there's so many times where it's just like, oh, fuck, man. I don't feel like going on a treadmill. I don't feel like running in the street. I don't want to go in a pool. If they would offer this at like Planet Fitness or Crunch or LA Fitness, where you could just wrestle with a person like this and chase them around a building, you wouldn't even think you're working out.
I'm getting my phone out. I have to
Okay,
film
I'm
this.
telling you. Are you going to calm down?
I
You
will,
don't charge a
I will
police
calm
officer.
down. I will
Do
calm
you know what this is?
What is
I
on
will
that
calm
phone?
down when you get the pepper spray out of my face.
Alpha 73.
Leave me alone.
I have
Just please.
pepper spray out every single
Just
individual
stop
right now.
pointing the pepper spray at me! I will calm down if you do that! Stop threatening me!
Yeah, lower your voice.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
Do you want to get tased?
I want you to leave me alone! You have been particularly abusing me!
If you come,
You did it!
It's tough to get the word particularly out while you're screaming. So all credit here, man. Didn't stutter once, which is tough. You have to end any argument if you stutter once, but credit to Jarrett Vick, Jay Lee for popping off and not missing a beat here.
You follow me!
You are good.
And sex abuse administrators!
I gotta deal
Don't
with
you
the story. I
remember?
gotta deal with the story.
Don't you remember?
He's a
Focus on me, okay?
This guy speaks fluent Jay Lee.
You don't tell me where to go.
I want
No.
Yeah, we stand in ACAB trans.
Too late now. It's too late now. He's gonna be taken away. It's taken.
I just want to get away from him.
He needs.
Shay! Stop misgendering me! Just say she!
Alpha 7-3.
Josh, can you please just tell them to use the right pronouns? Please!
Either use your gun or use your pronoun, brother.
The campus officers plan to take Jay Lee into custody, but Jay Lee doesn't go willingly.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you very nicely. Put yourself down, turn around, put your hands behind your back.
All right, what kind of fast food is that? Is that a Papa John's bag?
No.
Put your hands behind your back.
No.
Okay, so I'm only gonna ask you one more time. You can record all you want, but it's already beyond.
Oh, that's how you know it's serious. When you drop your bag of food to take out your phone, it's on.
We already tried.
You're stressing me out.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just asking you to please stop stressing.
We already tried to help you. So.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
You came in with hostile intent.
Put your hands.
Carl's Jr.
Get on the ground right now.
Don't
Get
hurt me.
Get on the ground right now.
Don't hurt me.
Get down.
Jay Lee, Jay Lee, Jay Lee.
Leave me alone.
Stop. Get down. Get down on the ground.
All right, so we don't know what the OG cop looks like. However, from his forearm, he looks very strong. And he's got a second able-bodied man with him, and they're really having trouble taking this person down. So, oh, man, that would be fun.
Get down. Get down.
So credit to this cop for keeping his body cam on, because I know how ornery those body cams are, especially when you want to pop off to somebody who's giving you a hard time. And real credit to Jaylene here, because normally when somebody who's overweight gets in any kind of physical confrontation, the ass is the first thing to come out. So credit to Jaylene now for no crack coming out. You would think that 30 seconds into a scuffle with two jack cops that your ass would be out full on display at this point, but man.
Hand behind your back.
I can't. I'm right. I just wanted you to.
Come on, stop.
Josh, please. Josh, please. This is all a big misunderstanding.
Got away.
No, please don't spray. Don't say him. Her.
Okay, her. I'm gonna spray her.
Thank you.
Human Swiss Army knife, Jaylene.
No.
Yes. I don't want to spray you.
On 3, reference.
One.
Give me your hand.
1 revision.
Is there any way I can...
No, give me your hand.
Please.
Give me your hand.
Please. I can calm down if you just give me some space.
See what's gonna happen?
That hurts.
I'm just being
Put your hand behind your back.
I'm just
Put your
being
hand behind your
space.
back.
Put your hand behind your back.
Space.
Give me your hand.
All right, Jaylene's going to end up at the taser at some point. That's my prediction.
Jaylen, give me your
It's crazy how cops can be so bad at not being able
Okay,
to
I'm gonna
get
tell
somebody
my
to the
taser.
ground.
If you don't cooperate. Taser.
Jaylen, give me. Jaylen, it's gonna hurt, man. Just give me your hand. He's not gonna tase you. Just give me your hand.
You're gonna arrest me.
No.
Give me your hand.
Yes, we need
Yes.
your hand.
I don't arrest.
Give me your hand.
You're gonna get it again this time.
You're going to get it. It's a very funny thing to say as a cop.
Give me your hand.
George Floyd, if you don't act right, you're going to get it. And I hate saying that out loud, but you're going to get it, George. All right.
I got his legs. I got his legs.
First proactive move taken here is grabbing Jaylene by the ankles, by the knee-high socks. Still not able to get that second arm behind the back.
We got him.
I don't know that you do.
Resistant.
And battery on Leo.
I had to tase him. I tased him.
Oh, Shadow Homie, yeah. Everybody in the background is used to this dog shit. It's just every fucking day, just getting Carl's Jr. for fucking breakfast and screaming in the quad. Good point at Castle in Florida. No one's stronger than somebody going into toddler mode. Dead weight and floppy. Yeah, that's my new bio. Dead weight and floppy.
Now you're not running battery on Leo.
Dude, black law enforcement is always so casual. They're always like, man, I have so much better shit to do than whatever is popping off in front of me.
Roll over. Roll over. Now get up.
Josh, please.
On your knee.
I'm trying.
Now stand up.
All right, the wig stayed on the entire time, so
Ow, I can't get up.
how is that wig staying on?
Yes. Yeah. Stun. Sit down. We're gonna have the fire department take a look at you.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot you with a fucking hose, Jaylene.
Let's just take it to the car.
Then we're gonna have you bitten by a Dalmatian.
Okay.
And if that's not enough, we're actually gonna set you on fire.
Thanks, Josh.
Officers arrested Jaylee and charged her with a misdemeanor of resisting an officer with violence, as well as a felony charge of battery on a law enforcement officer. According to her arrest report, Officer Riley had ordered Vic to place her hands behind her back and ordered her to be handcuffed.
All right, we got to bail her out. I imagine it's a misdemeanor, so she's probably out by now. But we got to raise some money for Jaylee. We'll do something nice for her. We'll get her. I don't know I was gonna say we'll get her a new wig, but the wig stayed on. So she's got the wig shit under control. She's got the socks under control. She clearly knows what she's doing in a scuffle. So yeah, shout out to Jaylee, man, because that was something else. 2 able-bodied cops could not take her down. Man, truly, literally fighting the patriarchy, and man, she really put on a display for everybody out there. They know not to fuck with her now. You could tase me, you can pepper spray me.
Vic attempted to strike me with a closed fist. I took a step back with Officer Riley's assistance. We guided her to the wall. While she was pinned on the wall, Vic threw a kick, which struck my left knee. Vic then took another strike and grabbed my radio cord in an attempt to rip it off my vest.
We'll get your belongings, all right? Over in Virginia headquarters, I'll be sent over ship ready.
I hate you all. I hate you. You escalated this. You didn't have to pull out the pepper spray. You didn't have to continue to misgender me. You knew my buddies and you set them off.
Knew what? Knew my what?
Please step in.
What? Right. You didn't have to continue to misgender me. You knew my buddies and you set them off.
What is Jaylee saying there? You knew my what? Yeah, the fucking shoes. Whew. Those things fucking stink, baby.
Headquarters will be 10 over Chicago Grady.
I hate you all.
Oh, bro, you gotta
I
put on gloves
hate
for
you.
those shoes.
You escalated this. You didn't have to pull out the pepper spray. You didn't have to continue to misgender me. You knew my buddies and you set them off.
Boundaries? Buttons? Yeah. Ooh, man, that's... Dude, anybody who pronounces the word buttons as buttons is really... That's more of an indicator of a mental health crisis than cutting your own dick off and setting it on fire. Buttons. Nice, dude. Jay Lee, all the best to you, my friend. Man, that was something else. That was really... Honestly, that was a really impressive fight by Jay Lee. Two able-bodied cops doing everything they could. Clearly, no training whatsoever to take this person down to the ground. Did they? I don't know. Was the pepper spray used? The taser was definitely used, but I don't know if the pepper spray was. But God bless her heart. Man, I hope they. I got to go back to Orlando, man. God, this makes me miss Orlando, Florida so much, man. Orlando might be the best city in America. Thanks to people like Jay Lee. Joe Buttons. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the most unsettling aspect of that video is hearing an adult pronounce the word buttons as buttons. Man, that was something else. Oh, baby, I got some Gacy artwork I want to show you guys. So I'm always... John Wayne Gacy is another fellow who just continues to impress me with just how scary he is. And prolific artist. And there was a John Wayne Gacy original painting that was up for sale maybe about a year and a half ago. And again, it's like, I need to be a millionaire. I need to make $1 million more than I do right now a year, just because when this kind of shit goes up for sale, I want to be able to pull the trigger and buy it, or at least bid on it and have some skin in the game and have a chance to hang it in the background here. But at auction, there was a John Wayne Gacy painting, which was the scariest one I've seen yet, which I don't know if it's going to be included in this video or not. But Gacy loved painting himself as Pogo the Clown. And my favorite painting of his that was up for sale was a painting of his old house in Chicago. And he's painted himself as Pogo, peeking out from behind the house and waving at people. So I have to become a millionaire, and thank you to everybody who supports me financially for helping me get there. I just need to find about 500,000 more people willing to help me so I can start buying John Wayne Gacy paintings. So I'll show you guys this shit because I love Gacy artwork, man. Say what you want about his crimes, but the man was an artist. All right, first impression. What do you guys think about this one? This is a John Wayne Gacy self-portrait. Looks a little bit like him. I give him a lot of credit here. It does look a little bit like him, and I don't know anything about actually painting, but this does seem like a very, very interesting take on himself. I could hang this in this room 100%. Isn't it so nice how every man seems to reach a stage in his life where he just gets really into birds, and these are really good, man. I would if John Wayne Gacy showed this to me, I could say with a straight face that I think this is really good. I even think the last one was good, but this is really fucking good. I want to buy this painting for that autistic boy that's going viral right now for doing all the bird noises. That's what we should do. Let's chip in and let's get this for that autistic boy who's fucking nailing it with all the bird sounds. Expect there to be lyrics in this music, so that was a good start to the song. His father was a fucking drinker. As you transition from clowns to fucking Ed Gein, Wait, is this song about Gacy? Gacy specific song. I didn't know that when I clicked on this, but what an added treat. Good Seven Dwarfs. Man, this guy. Is there anything John Wayne Gacy couldn't do? I don't know if you're joking or not, Dorcor, but Sufjan Stevens, is this him? Dude, Acar, yeah, I'm with you on getting a picture of woodpeckers. Yeah, when you see a different bird, I think there becomes a natural transition in every man's life where he goes from enjoying pictures of hot babes to enjoying pictures of birds.
T-shirt.
Yeah, BSO. Is this the song by Nikki Glazer about Bob Saget? I love you, John Gacy. That's actually beautiful, man. You see the dwarfs collabing with John Wayne as Pogo the Clown. The entire time he's digging graves in his crawl space, he's got to thinking, man, this shit would be so much fucking easier with 7 midgets doing the work for me. All right, see a bunch of dicks. See some ball sacks. Might be a few buttholes. I don't know. I don't really like this one that much. Yeah, just more of a boy part skull. I got excited when I saw the word sex skull. I thought we were going to see some cooters or some titties for ears or something, but honestly disappointed in this. Good use of ball sacks, I guess. Would think somebody who loved dick as much as John Wayne Gacy would be better at drawing them because he really nails it with the Seven Dwarfs, but dicks need a lot of work, man. I got to be fair. All right, looks like a lady over the left eye. That's pretty good. All in all, not a big fan of this one, man. Stick to 7. Just uses his government name. It's like, no, it's not like Puddles or fucking Wiggles. It's like, no, I'm Lou Jacobs. I've actually shortened it. It's really Lou Jacobs. All right, so we're going from full on John Gacy to he's half got the shit on to full on Pogo the Clown. I love this is the John Wayne Gacy nesting dolls. I like this one a lot. I would pay $100 for this. No question. What does that one say? this is the Zodiac speaking. This one's actually pretty nasty. This might be my favorite one. All right, I like this one a lot. Door space. I knew this one was going to be incredible. I always assumed John Wayne Gacy would be a Cubs fan, but now I finally got confirmation. God, I wish he would have lived long enough to see the Cubs finally win it in 2017 or whatever it was. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wouldn't have put them on the field because you need 9. You need 9 of them, so you don't have a shortstop and you don't have a catcher. So right-handed batter, that thing's going through the hole all fucking day, man. John, you got to think these through a little bit better. I would have put Pogo at shortstop and maybe Dick Skull behind the plate, and then this really would have been a good painting. But all I can think about is what's not there, and there's no shortstop and no catcher, so I wouldn't spend money on this. If somebody gave it to me, lost in the sauce, the team should be at the Giants. Oh, pretty good, Pennywise. Oh, that's pretty good. The teeth under the John Wayne Gacy. Pretty cool. At some point towards the end of his life, I don't know what the guy's official title was, but John Wayne Gacy had like an agent or something, and the guy would bring him Pogo the Clown costumes just so he could put them on and take them right off so that they could sell them. Oh, man, I would love a Gacy exhibition. Man, that was something. Oh, this is a nice transition from Gacy paintings to fucking live stream leg shit. All right, guys, so the last thing I want to show you is, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's definitely worth checking out. It's not as good as Maternal Instinct. However, I really did like A Toxic Love Story. I watched it this weekend. Thought it was pretty good. Real psychopaths. Netflix does a really good job of getting the most fucked up people who present well, but who are actual psychopaths. There were 3 people involved in this documentary. Michelle Hadley is the ex-girlfriend. Ian Diaz and Angela Diaz, they're a couple who, at first, it seems as though they're being stalked and they're being wronged in the most fucked up way possible. If you haven't seen it yet, Ian Diaz, for a while, dates Michelle Hadley, and in the documentary, Michelle Hadley explains how he seems like the perfect guy. He's tall, he's handsome, he's a U.S. Marshal. Says he's very into Disney. At this point, she has me. I completely get why a woman would be attracted to a guy like this. But as I mentioned at the start of the stream, she also mentions that Ian Diaz mentions that he has a favorite princess, which is always a massive red flag for a Disney freak. Even for a guy like me. I love Disney shit. I love the parks. I love the fucking rides, but any man who has a favorite Disney princess belongs on a watch list. And Ian Diaz says his favorite Disney princess is Belle. He ends up marrying Angela Diaz, and she is somehow a bigger psycho than he is. And I want to show you guys some of I found a video with 10 of the highlights from this documentary. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's only 90 minutes, which is something I always appreciate. I don't want to sit through another fucking Ed Gein monster, 8 hours, dog shit, suck my fucking ass from the back. But we'll check out some of the highlights from A Toxic Love Story.
Welcome to Watch Mojo.
Surprisingly, she's not the crazy one. When you look at this and you see this picture, you just assume like, oh yeah, I know everything about this lady, but yeah, she's not the crazy one.
Love triangle. Before she ever plotted against Michelle, Angela convinced a former boyfriend that she was battling stage 4 cervical cancer.
Angela wanted to be strong, and she wanted to do this herself. I didn't like it, but I had to accept it.
The sheer commitment to the lie is staggering.
Love
like
it.
hiding medical tubing in her personal belongings to act as props for her fake illness. She even went as far as stealing a photograph of an actor.
All right, so in the documentary, they point out that she captioned this with the words battle juice. Which, by the way, if a cop asks you if you're drinking, make sure you tell him you've had 2 bottles of Beetlejuice that day. Never more than that.
Cancer patient receiving day fantasy. One deeply disturbing detail highlights the toxic foundation of Ian and Michelle's relationship. Ian's controlling behavior was evident long before the framing even began.
So these are the two main psychopaths in the documentary, and it's really surprising that the other lady wasn't the biggest of the three. Now, the other lady that they just showed, they were very sympathetic towards her, although she eventually admits to sending some fucked up emails. She claims that she was dissociating, and they buy that, and I don't know about that.
Pressured Michelle into participating in an uncomfortable sexual scenario where he would watch her with a stranger.
I would say, I don't like this at all. This is making me feel really uncomfortable, and I don't want to do it, and I've already told you.
Despite her clear protests and discomfort, Ian slowly wore her down, forcing her to submit to this fantasy on Valentine's Day of all days.
Yeah, he made her bang
Michelle
somebody
later
else on
described
Valentine's
the
Day.
coerced event as feeling akin to sexual assault. It's a horrifying glimpse into the psychological abuse that she endured, setting the dark and manipulative stage for the nightmare that would eventually consume her life.
When did this act actually happen?
February 14th.
The Lilith is Truth persona.
Truth?
Back it up a little bit. So this chubby lady is one of the unsung weirdos in this case. She's in love with this guy, Ian, and really a pathetic character, and still rides for him to this day and doesn't have a shot, even though he's a Disney freak who's going to be locked up for a very long time. That might be the most pathetic person out there, is being in love with an imprisoned Disney adult.
From someone called Lilith is Truth.
A Jewish mythological demon who refused to...
Never a good sign when you find a lady who's willing to collectively portray yourselves as a Jewish mythological demon.
Submit to Adam. The name itself was meant to spark fear and send a shiver down your spine.
They have this biblical undertone. The nature of them are super threatening.
Using this burner identity, the couple bombarded themselves with threatening and biblically toned emails.
Good morning, Travel Buds.
Premeditation required to sit down, staging.
All right, that guy's one of the funnier guys in the documentary. He's talking about, look, I'm not some weirdo. It's like I just like to go on Craigslist and look up rape fantasies. I am a dad, so please view me as such. Do not judge me by me answering rape Craigslist ads. I'd rather be judged as just a normal dad who just does dad things and who likes this kind of stuff, man.
Somebody came from behind me and shoved me against my wall and started to choke me.
The cyber harassment event.
They live right by Disney.
I didn't know what was happening, and then all he said was, I tried to move and he grabbed me. He had me pinned back by the...
Surfboard Charlie, what's the male equivalent of faking a pregnancy? I don't know, man. I think men cause havoc with violence and women cause havoc with lying. So I'm trying to think if there's any kind of equivalent. The closest I can think of is a man posting a photo of himself in an emergency room with a caption like, "Here we go again," on Facebook. I think that's as bad as men might be able to get online with their lies. But she got paid, though. I would trade 3 months of being locked up unjustly for getting paid. So Austin, please come get me, man. I could use a nice come up. I want to go to, all right, so if I got locked up now, I would get August, September, October. Oh my God, by the time I got out, Disney would have all their Christmas shit up and I could use my lawsuit money. I would take the first settlement offer they gave me to go to Disney Christmas. All right, we got to make this happen.
Who was willing to take extraordinary actions to ruin her life.
88 days of stolen free with one silly digital footprint. Ian and Angela thought they were criminal masterminds, but they dropped the ball on basic cybersecurity. while coordinating with a Craigslist stranger named Rick and directing him to...
So Rick is the guy that was communicating about the rape fantasies. Now, you cannot just go by a Craigslist ad if you're indulging in rape fantasies. Like, I think you gotta at least meet the person and be like, yo, we're gonna agree that this is gonna be the deal. And online, we're gonna talk about this, but we need to meet face to face to hash this out, just so you know I'm a real person. I think then do what you want, man. But just answering Craigslist ads willy-nilly about rape fantasies is fucking nuts.
Hondo for it was very easy for federal investigators to then trace this digital breadcrumb back to the U.S. Marshal.
Isn't it crazy how like these people can find each other? Like finding somebody that's willing to ruin another person's life and concoct rape fantasies, biblical Jewish demon references. Just, man, that's the lady you need to be with. If that's your thing and you find that lady, I don't know how they broke up. Golly, man. Yeah, Shadow Homie, we're going to figure out non-alcoholic toilet wine, man. I got time on my hands. I'm going to be in there a while. I'm committed to 3 months. I will figure out non-alcoholic toilet wine.
Proving once and for all that he leaves a trail.
This is compelling evidence Ian Diaz was running the scheme.
Is there a disturbing detail we didn't mention?
Pretty good stuff. Check it out. It's 90 minutes. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. We're going to do R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet here. And so this is chapter 3. Normally, before we start to wind shit down, we'll dig into R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet. I don't care. I'll edit this out later. They always bust my balls about copyright shit. However, I just like watching R. Kelly, man. And I'll happily do that every fucking week just so we could all watch a little bit of Trapped in the Closet together. Each week at the end of the stream, we're going to watch a new chapter of Trapped in the Closet. Thank God for R. Kelly. There's 22 chapters of this fucking song. So, be green. Yeah, we're eventually going to see Ian Fidance on a Netflix documentary. But we're watching chapter 3 of R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet. It's really heating up right now. So each chapter is maybe like 3.5 minutes long. So now here's the start of chapter 3, R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet. His bedroom banging his wife, and he's demanding answers from that guy. And his down low lover, by the way. Mystifies me how captivating R. Kelly can be on a weekly basis. And we got a Bud alert right here. Bud, do you want to say hi to everybody? But that's chapter 3 of R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet. And thank you, Bud, for joining me right here. Sweetest boy. I mean, there's nobody like R. Kelly. I think we can safely say that regardless of how you feel about his crimes, there will never be another R. Kelly. I would bet my life that Bud is going to step on something which ends this stream. I'm not somebody who likes telling cats what to do, so I'm not going to correct his behavior, but this stream will end when Bud decides it's over. Hey, baby, come on. He's such a sweet boy. I love this fucking cat so much. It's a little street rat. Got him off the streets, and now look at him. From the streets to the streams. Little coffee, Bud. Oh, guys, man, what another fun stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Let's bullshit a little bit. Bud, please. Oh, my God. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I got to fucking... Bud always reaches a point where... Bud is eventually going to knock my camera off and force me to buy new shit, man. And that's it. That's the only time I like correcting a cat's behavior. But thank you guys for joining me, man. This is always a ton of fun, man. I love doing these fucking things. And thank you for being flexible. Like I said, I got home late from Dallas, so the stream couldn't happen yesterday morning. But I'm glad you guys were into it on a lovely Sunday morning. I hope it's nice where you're at. Yeah, depressed and Bud steps on a shotgun. Yeah, Bud is like... Having Bud in the house is like having two clumsy Italian bakers around. Oh, him. That sounds delicious. A second cup of coffee with a slice of breakfast pizza. Oh, I can imagine him. Him, I hope to see you in January, brother. Me and the Snickers were coming up to LA. And we're going to do some fun stinker stuff. We're going to film some stuff. And I would bet my life we make a Disneyland trip. So hope to see you guys. Warm return. Have a good week too, my friend. Jake, what up, baby? Yeah, I love doing morning streams, baby. This shit's a ton of fun. So I got a bunch of shows coming up. I got to travel a bunch. And all right, so next week I'm going to be in Philly. So no stream next week. The next stream will be on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on August 8th. And I'll post these two on the Little Stinkers Patreon. So Saturday morning, August 8th will be the next stream. After that, I'm doing a Wednesday night stream on August 12th. Because that weekend I'll be in Tampa for Joke World. And then we got August 22nd, Saturday stream. I'm going to do a Thursday night stream on August 27th. So I got some feedback on the Little Stinkers Patreon asking people what would be convenient for them. Because I do want to do some weeknight streams just to kind of break people's week up a little bit and, you know, have something fun to look forward to. So on Thursday, August 27th, I'm going to do the first week stream. And if it goes well, I'll make it a regular thing because I could easily do 2 of these a week, man. I love that you guys help me indulge my fucking interest here, and it really means a lot to me that you join me and have fun with me because I could do this shit every night, man. It's so much fucking fun. But we just having fun, baby. And also, too, if there's anything you guys want me to show on the stream, please just send me the link for it. I'm happy to show it. I'm happy to give you credit for bringing it to everybody's attention. And, yeah, just get it to me any way that you want to communicate with me. If you want to fucking send it through the Patreon, if you want to send it through Instagram, Twitter, carrier pigeon. I haven't gotten a carrier pigeon message in a while, so I would appreciate it if somebody took the lead on that one. And, yeah, I'll tell you where to send the pigeon. So, yeah, just send him to Austin and I'll find him. I love you so much. I've been to a million fucking Buc-ee's in the past month looking for your jersey, man, but I haven't been able to find it. I'm sorry to report back, brother. But I did find it on eBay. So I remember you said you were 2XL. I'm just going to bid on one on eBay for you because I haven't been able to find it at any of the Buc-ee's I went to. Real bummer. I think they just sold out quickly because everybody fucking wanted a Buc-ee's World Cup jersey. And guys, if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to Little Stinkers YouTube channel, man. Oh, God, yeah, Surfboard Charlie, please. Body cam videos, definitely recommended. Anything you want to recommend that's true crime related, please send it my way, and I'm happy to show it on the screen. No, I appreciate it. I don't do too much, brother. I appreciate you. Look, people are so kind and accommodating towards me that I'm happy to fucking reciprocate, man, because, you know, you guys are the reason that I'm able to do this shit, so I'm happy to reciprocate the effort that you put towards me, man. But yeah, if there's ever something at Buc-ee's that you guys want that, you know, it's a limited edition thing that they have, I live close enough as to where I could fucking get there and go look for you and send it to you. Yeah, send me any fun body cam footage. I swear to God, if it's a video of you with your ankles behind your head, I'm going to be very upset with you. But the last time I was in LA, him came out to Disneyland and spent an evening at California Adventure with my lovely wife and I. And we really had a blast, man. That was really cool of you. I can't wait to get back to California Adventure, man. All my Disney freaks out there already know about that shit. So Disneyland was new to me this year, and I was really wowed by it. I was told by everybody that it's a hood-ass version of Disney World, but I didn't give a fuck. And actually, I might actually prefer it more than Disney World right now. Don't tell anybody, though. Really fucking enjoyed it. And I love how California Adventure is right across from the, what do they call it, a fucking promenade? Yeah, Rudy, Disney California Adventure rocks, man. If you like Hollywood Studios in Orlando, you're going to love California Adventure. I got to get to Disney when the crowds aren't as intense. I've been pretty lucky when I went to Disneyland. They weren't too bad, but... Boop. Oh, yeah, baby. Disney Japan group trip, that would be a ton of fun, lazy boy. Haven't been to any of the overseas Disney trips. Yeah, we went on grad night, so they eventually closed off part of the park and just relegated it to just kids that were graduating high school, which was kind of fucked up, and I really resent high school kids because of it. But we got to have fun. Oh, this was such a nice moment, and as a Disney freak, it really meant a lot to me. But if you've been to California Adventure, you know they got a killer Radiator Springs that you could walk through, and they got the cool cars ride there. But my wife and I were hanging at Radiator Springs, and she was watching me eat an ice cream cone at sunset, which is beautiful on its own. But we happened to be there at the time where they turned on all the neon signs as the sun's going down, and it was just one of those moments. It was like hearing my kids talk for the first time all over again. Really a beautiful moment. Yeah, I'm going to put together another Disney group trip. April, I went to Disney World, and a few of the homies actually joined me out there. That was a ton of fun, and I would love to do something like that again. No, Lazy Boy, I don't think Jaws is at Disneyland or the Disney California Adventure. I don't think that's there anymore. I love that shit when they had it at Universal Studios Orlando. That was a ton of fun, man. Jaws is still fucking incredible. Oh, I'm going to be doing another movie watch along on Getting Some Head. And Jake, John, and I, we actually did another movie watch along for Little Stinkers last week. So I imagine that'll be up this week. I got to talk to young Dylan, see when that's going to be put up, if it hasn't already. Yeah, a lot of fun shit coming up, guys. But as always, I can't wait. John and Jake and I are going to meet next weekend. I'm going to Philly, and we're going to record a ton of episodes. We're going to record some extra episodes just for patrons. So if you're not a patron yet, please check out the Little Stinkers Patreon. We're adding more to that all the time. I'm really happy to do it. I really love that we're doing all this extra shit. I love doing the streams now. Also, I recorded the audio from this stream, and I'll post it on the Little Stinkers Patreon. If anybody wants to read it, read it. If anybody wants to listen to it, please listen to it. I get that listening to streams might not be your thing, but for those of you that want it, it'll be there. Just for being supportive, and it's no extra skin off of my ball sack, baby. But fun stuff as always, guys. And any suggestions for shit, let us know. And just to reiterate, if you want me to show something here on any of the streams, just send it my way. Any way that you want to communicate with me, I'll try to find it. And if I get around to it, I'll give you credit, and we'll get to watch something fun together. All right. I love you guys. Please continue to support Little Stinkers. It means a lot to me, Jake, and John that you guys do this. Thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon. That especially means a lot to us, and we're just very lucky that we're able to do this shit thanks to your support, man. So thank you guys for that. And if you're not aware yet, we're doing a lot more for the Little Stinkers Patreon. We put up a first conspiracy episode. We're going to be doing more of those. That's going to be a regular thing. We're going to have extra episodes just for patrons, and I'm really excited to do more of this stuff because I love doing stinkers, and I can't get enough of this shit. So onwards and upwards, and some N-words too. All right, I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will see you again on stream on Saturday, August 8th for some more Morning Maniacs with Mike. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon.